Great, wonderful. I'm Moritz. I'm founder and CEO of a company called coinIX. We came here from Hamburg. We're a small team. I, as you can see, I'm a little older. I have 25 years of experience in the financial services sector, and I'm running a traditional asset management firm with a few hundred million under management. I came across Bitcoin back in 2013, and that's when I asked the German regulator BaFin what they would think about us setting up an investment vehicle for crypto investment, and at that time they clearly indicated, no, we will find ways and opportunities not to permit that. And a few years later, in 2017, I met Henri. He's our chief investment officer, who already had some 2 years of experience investing in different crypto-related investments, and we set up a company which is not a fund. So we are German Aktiengesellschaft. Our shares are listed in the Düsseldorf Stock Exchange, and the good thing about being not a fund is that we are open to invest in everything we like. And so we combine, first of all, liquid crypto that we buy on the markets. We do equity investments, about 20 portfolio companies where we buy traditional equity. And then in the middle, what we do is we do these SAFTs, e.g. we invest in tokens that are not yet listed, that are not yet investable, and in some kind of situations that are even not yet existing. That's our traditional company, and then what we are launching right now is an alternative investment fund under German law, where we have our liquid portfolio. We started with 8 million of crypto that we put over there. Our fund is not investing in Bitcoin, only in altcoins, only liquid coins. We are an open-ended fund with an ISIN, and so we try to bridge the traditional world with the new crypto world. And the cool news is we managed to be the first German alternative investment fund who tokenized its investment fund shares.
Hi guys, I'm Felix from Google Cloud.
One more,
all right. Talking about accelerating Web3 with Google Cloud. So we're really big Web3 fans. I'm from the investor partnerships team. So we make partnerships with large funds, also like A16Z, Sequoia, and in all regions we have connection with large funds and helping their startups to grow in Google Cloud and grow with other products as well from us. And I have with me actually also some more technical people. Marcos, he's our cloud Web3 engineering partner, and we have Amelia with us, she's in my investor partnerships team, and then also Diana, if you want to raise your hand, more on our AI cloud engineering specialist, if you have any more technical questions. And we are really all in for Web3. We started our own teams years back on Web3. We started own products, lots of partnerships on Web3. I had a call with our own investment arms inside Google with Google Ventures and Capital G just last week, and they were all saying also, hey, crypto's back, right? And maybe not so new for you guys, but for me it was really a good information, and that's also why we're trying to support the ecosystem, trying to support events like this one here or the one last week, the Blockchain Week, and that's also why we've actually rolled out a dedicated startup program for Web3 startups, where all of your portfolio companies can apply for. They get $200,000 in Google Cloud credits. They get, all free workspace and all the things that they might need from our more office-related products. We also have some, foundation grants on top, and some other, solutions that we as Google are offering to startups in the very early stage. That's up to Series A, but we also accept not, let's say, money investment, but also NFT tokens and other things you can kind of bring up as a funding for applying for these programs, right? These are some of our partners. I think you've seen them before. Just 2 slides on products. We definitely dedicate for blockchain. One is our node engine, where you can simply run and spin up nodes and deploy them. They are at the moment basically on a self-healing and fast provisioning platform, and we will also deploy automation for L1s and L2s, and then noding as a service is coming, I think, as well. So we have launched this with Ethereum in 2023 and Polygon and Solana in just end of last year. And also on the analytics side, we're helping with BigQuery, running around 30 data sets inside our BigQuery solution. So that's where you can monitor, where you can even in real time have always a visibility of your blockchain technologies. You can even draw back with historic analysis. Oh, and I have to run, I think. And that's simply 2 slides, I think, on where we help on the product side. And would be great if you want to bring your startups on Google Cloud, help them. We can always make a call with our cloud engineers with your startups and have them a one-to-one conversation on anything they want to learn.
Hey everyone, thank you for being here, W3 for hosting this event. I have 2 minutes to introduce our firm to you, so I'm gonna get started right away. Greenfield was started in 2018. We're a crypto native firm. We've been around the block a few times, so we've seen lots of the ups and downs in the space. We're only investing in crypto projects, and we don't think about changing that. Fast forward to today. We're 25 people. We have a large tech team, 7 people in the tech team, with which we run crypto infrastructure. So we run validators, we run nodes. We do a lot of on-chain research to verify if what the people on Twitter are claiming is actually happening on those blockchains. We have 11 people investment team, which is deploying 135 million euro fund into seed and Series A companies around the globe. When we started Greenfield, we were a generalist investor in crypto. As you all know, the space has grown so much, it's become so complex in the last few years that we decided to split our investment team into 3 sub-teams. And these sub-teams day-to-day focus on infrastructure, on DeFi, and on consumer.
I'm Mark Woodward from Apollo Crypto. We are based in Australia. We are a multi-strategy investment fund. We invest in blockchains, DeFi infrastructure, NFT and gaming infrastructure, as well as early-stage pre-token projects. So we have 3 liquid funds. One is domiciled in Australia. The other 2 are offshore. We have about a 6-year track record, experts in everything on-chain. We advise and invest in numerous early-stage projects, as well as are a liquidity provider to a number of DeFi projects as well through our market-neutral fund. Very active early-stage investors. Some of the more prominent projects that we've backed include Polkadot, Chainflip, Maverick, Eigenlayer, and Avalanche. If you haven't already, you'll start hearing a lot more about Swell Network, who's going to be launching their token over the next couple of months. We're also a founding member of Upside DAO, which is a Web3 and DeFi accelerator in Australia. It includes some of the founders from Synthetics, Immutable X, Chainflip, Thorchain, and other very prominent Australian projects as investors and advisors to that accelerator. Our flagship fund was actually the #1 fund in all of Australia, of all funds for sale in 2021, something that we are quite proud of. So our flagship fund was started in 2018. It also holds investments in our 2 other funds, the Apollo Crypto Frontier Fund, which is structured as an alts fund. So it's for investors that already hold Ethereum and Bitcoin, but want exposure to the larger ecosystem in crypto, and our market neutral fund, which is a stablecoin yield and DeFi fund.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikolai, investment manager at Kraken Ventures. We are an early stage VC fund based in Aachen, in Munich. I believe every one of you knows this graph. It's the comparison of the internet adoption to the adoption of crypto, and if you should believe this graph, we are at 1999 with the adoption of crypto. I think it has another very important message, because in 1999 no one could actually imagine the effects of TikTok, ChatGPT, and Fortnite on society. And I think I would say that nobody back then could have even known how the internet would evolve. And I think that's where we are with crypto today. And consequently, I would say that Web3 might not be the next generation of the internet. It might be an important aspect of it, but I would like to go one step further and try to imagine how the internet of the future could maybe look like. Where was I? Yeah, this is a very rough idea we have in mind. We think about the internet in a more radical way. We think it will be a lot more fundamental than just owning digital things, and we call this the internet of collective intelligence. We see it being based on computation, connectivity, and economics, and we think that, or in other words, you can say like the convergence of blockchain and AI. And this is a very abstract concept we have in mind. I don't want to go too deep here because of the time, but we don't know how it will look in the end. So what we try to do is we looked at what pieces were already there and what can be built today to reach this point. And we have blockchain infrastructure at the foundation of that. We discovered that this could be one of the first pieces, then open finance being an interface, and then early applications for the everyday use. And that is basically our investment strategy. We iterate through those three layers and invest in the companies based on how far the infrastructure is.
Hi, I'm Henrik. I'm one of the co-founders of W3.Fund, and I think you already heard a lot about us today. So I'll keep it short, I have to anyway. We're an early stage venture capital fund based in Berlin, and we do invest in applications. And for us, this is very important because we see a lot of infrastructure projects that have already been built, and we now look at the things that actually solve problems in the real world. Be it B2B products or consumer-facing apps, we look for innovation that actually helps to navigate problems in the old world. We're investing very early pre-seed seed, as I already said. We like to invest in serial entrepreneurs because we think that when you already have built a company in Web 2, it's much easier to do that in Web 3 as well, because it's the same system, different technology. Where are we right now with our fund? We did our second closing in February at a little bit above 10 million and are now on the finishing line for our final closing within the next month. We're a very boring German structure, but I think this is what our investors like about us. And we also mostly invest in equity deals. So if you look at our portfolio, it's more like 75% equity. And yes, this is one thing you already heard, and what makes us really special, because we think ourselves not only as a VC, but as a W3 ecosystem. And this is what the founders really love, because we're not only investing money, we're also building the community together. We're building the ecosystem of Web3. We do that with infrastructure. We do that with another fund that we just launched, which you heard about, will hear about. And we also do this with this building because we think that it actually needs more involvement into the space rather than giving money.
What is that? What is that? Ladies and gentlemen, that is a chess opening called First F5. My name is Paul. I've studied math and I've played millions of hands of online poker, being the biggest winner several times. And me and my team here out of Berlin, we run the F5 Crypto Fund, which is the smart crypto fund. Our fund is smart because it's safe. We avoided FTX. Our fund is smart because we're regulated in Germany and our fund assets are in regulated cold storage. Our fund is smart because our analysis is smart. We use qualitative analysis. I'm a crypto bro. After playing so much poker, I've turned into crypto. And just today I was checking my meme coin airdrops on Solana. And we're also smart because we're quantitative. We're using a Blake-Litterman model, which was adjusted specifically for crypto with our finance professor who works for us full-time for 2 years. Our fund is smart because the people who run the fund are smart. And as smart people, as good players, as successful investors, we believe we're able to identify other smart people, other investors, other projects that are promising for the investors in our fund. So we believe we're able to find small tokens, medium-sized liquid tokens in our fund that will give outsized returns to our investors. And we also believe that smart, successful investors identify us as their choice of crypto fund. We have fund of funds as our investors, we have family offices as investors, and we have the world chess champion, Magnus Carlsen, as our investor.
Yeah, we are very early ventures. We invest in first rounds of crypto native infrastructure deals. We are computer science PhDs with experience at Google and MakerDAO, and we've been in crypto since 2016. So we are pretty crypto native. We have traditional investors. Some of the more traditional finance people might know Iceberg Capital, who are our anchor investors. But for the more crypto-native people, such as ourselves, we are even more proud to have a lot of crypto founders on our cap table or investor base. Core founders, core contributors of Curve, Liquidity, Chorus One, and many more are in our LP base. So with our 300K check, you actually get like 20 individual angel tickets. We invest in infrastructure, mostly, first rounds.
Today we're going to introduce W3 Wave, which is our new, the second fund in the W3 ecosystem, and the first liquid token fund, open-ended fund. So I saw a lot of familiar faces today, and so to those of you who know me or my partner Philip, we've been operating as Wave Capital for the past year, 1.5 years. We're joining forces with the W3 ecosystem, and you heard a lot about different fund strategies, so let me just tell you a little bit about what I think makes us unique. So first of all, I think the team, we're both crypto natives. We've been in this space for over 10 years. We started investing early on in Bitcoin, Ethereum. We did over 100 investments, many angel tickets. We are operated in many VC funds. And so we believe we have the track record and knowledge to navigate the space. We've seen 4 cycles, and so we're familiar with a lot of the volatility, the ups and downs, but also the opportunity, and I think this is what gets us excited about liquid tokens. On top of that, obviously W3, we joined forces with the ecosystem because we think there's so many synergies in sort of bringing our expertise and our know-how into the largest German Web3 ecosystem. And we really want to see where we can grow through that partnership. Second of all, our investment strategy. I think, as you've heard, there's many different ways to trade liquid tokens. The way that we choose to trade them or to invest in them is that we want to build a portfolio of altcoins in order to give investors access to this asset class and to really give them also access to outperformance through over the major assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, which we believe many investors can hold themselves and invest in them already today. So this is our goal. We're not an index fund. We're building a portfolio of 10 to 15 assets, so-called altcoins, which we believe have a lot of potential. But we're also running a market adaptive strategy. So when the market turns, we will also adapt our strategy. We know how to run yields. And maybe last point, I think I have some time from the previous speaker. The last point, thanks to Very Early Ventures, is our unique setup. We are structured in Germany. We believe this is very important. We have a unique setup which is fully regulated. We have a very also unique setup with the financial authorities, where we know that everything we do is fine. We do not pay additional taxes for that. We also have a very tax-efficient setup for our investors.
Yeah, hi, Dennis from Curiosity Capital. Thank you for having us. Curiosity Capital is an investment boutique. We combine 10 years of traditional finance experience with 10 years of digital assets experience. And our flagship fund is the Curiosity Digital Assets Fund. That has a very simple strategy. There's 3 pillars to it. Firstly, we invest about 50% of our money in seed stage assets, which is kind of like venture capital, but token based. We invest another 50% of our assets in liquid tokens. And I think what probably sets us apart a little bit in these areas from maybe some other funds is 2 things. Firstly, we are a relative value investor. So we focus on undervalued token, either liquid or very lowly valued token in the seed stage. And the second thing is that we always look for ownership. So we try to make sure that any revenues that accrue in the chain or on the project actually apply to token holders. And the third part of our strategy is a hedging overlay. So when our systems indicate, which is a behavioral approach that we've developed, that markets are overheated, then we will try to protect ourselves from downside. This is an open-ended vehicle. You can enter and exit every 3 months. And yeah, the only thing I wanted to show in this slide is that the hedging overlay actually worked.
Okay, hi. So who here has an account on Kraken the exchange? Nice. Who here has heard of Kraken the exchange? All right, so the context is set here. So we're Kraken Ventures, we're linked to Kraken the exchange, and the history is that we actually spun out of Kraken over 2 years ago. They anchored our fund as a minority LP, and then we raised the remaining externally. So that kind of gives us a very unique place in the venture market in that we have a traditional fund structure. However, we also come with one of the most powerful and trusted partners that a crypto portfolio company could ask for. So our thesis is very basic. It's essentially that blockchains are better technology infrastructure for financial services.